Caitlin here. Hello, hello, hello. So I want to go over zombie film sites in Western Pennsylvania because, in case you did not hear, this Living Dead weekend convention that's held in the Monroeville Mall might be the last time it's actually held in that mall. Might. Because in February of 2025, Walmart purchased the mall for $34 million. They did not announce if they're knocking it down or not. And I will put down below the petition, there's only like 300 signatures, and this is a film site. There's like a lot of them are gone now. And it's just cool that you get to visit somewhere that something was filmed. It's like a classic, like you were there. So what it is that I'm assuming if you go to this convention that you're going to be at the Pittsburgh. I have a whiteboard. You're going to be at the Pittsburgh International Airport. All right. So that is kind of like on the west side of the heart of Pittsburgh. So if you just go northeast, you end up in Evans City. So you could visit in any order, whether you go to the cemetery first and then the other stuff. But what it is that if you go to the cemetery, I got to warn you that when you drive up to it in your GPS, you're like, what is this? At first, it looks like someone's driveway because it's the way you drive up to the road and then it goes off like this. You're like, and it goes up. You're like, what is that? And it keeps going like this to go up. That is the cemetery. Don't let the entrance fool you. And it's very narrow. So if you're renting a vehicle, I would suggest getting something small if you could stand it. All right. So when you go up, if you get a passenger, all right, have them take a photo of the map because it's going to be on the right side. And then as you go up, the sign to the actual cemetery itself, or like it's basically a stone, is on the left. So if you're driving yourself, as you go up, take a picture of the sign as you go up. When you go down, take a picture of the map. All right. And when you go up there, you could actually pull up Google Maps and it'll pretty much guide you to the tombstones, the one that she's kneeling at. I only took a picture of that one. Something about leaning against a gravestone just is kind of weird. I kind of forgot that actually. But yes, there is that one too, where it's the long one. She's like, oh. And then there's the one where she's more than any other person's like just standing there. My friends and I did those photos separately, and I was like, wait, we should have just did it together or did a timer, but it would have been hard because you have to kind of walk with how far back your tripod is. Oh, bring your tripod. And I just photoshopped us together, but it was a really cool photo. And I like put it in black and white. I was like, yeah. So that's really cool and fun. That's very quick. Then the other ones you pretty much can do really quick. So what it is that there's an Evans City like memorial that's to like all the zombie film sites. So you're gonna go up. It's like this big thing, and you can pretty much park your car once at the cemetery and then once at this memorial thing, and then walk to the rest of them. And it's it's memorial, and then there's little plaques that say things. And then what it is that you're gonna walk off, and then that's the mural. Now, if you keep walking, yes, there's a police station there, but that's the Historical Society. They told me, because I reached out, that they did not plan on being open for the Living Dead weekend, because I was hoping to throw business their way. So they're only open usually Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to noon. So you got to plan your trip that you start on a Tuesday, do the weekend, go home, or you do the weekend, stay till Tuesday and leave Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. So it's whichever one you want to do. So plan accordingly. And when you visit that, I'm not sure exactly how far it is, but you go down a little further and turn right a few times. And that is the post office from the film, The Crazies. What year was that? 1973 Crazies was from that film. So that's there. You kind of stand where like the rail is, and your friend might have to figure out how to do it, or you might have to figure out a little bit with your tripod, but it's pretty cool. It's a cool site. And it's got a very classy old school look to it. The way the post office is with the brick, and then the metal letters are still there. I don't know. It just looks very light. It actually does look very 70s because it is a 70s film. So about 30 minutes straight south. All right. So the heart of Pittsburgh, you got to the airport. You went this way to Evans City. You're going to go south, and you're not going to quite go to the heart of Pittsburgh, but close. You could visit or drive by, I should say, WPGH TV Station. That is the one that like they first figure out there's a zombie outbreak in the 78 Dawn of the Dead. And you really shouldn't visit it. It goes up It's on a hill, and it pretty much looks like it's employee parking only. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the BP gas station, top off your tank, maybe buy a drink or something. And then as you drive by, you could have your passenger take a picture. And then if you go down further, there's, what's it called again? St. Mary Cemetery. If you go through there and drive, there's a bit of it's like a one-way loop. So make sure you go through the correct way. And you could see that there's these narrow pathways that are for walking. And they're grass, but you could tell they're like it's kind of nice. And then you walk up it and you're on the top of the hill and you get a nice picture, and you get the cemetery in it too. And you get a picture of that radio station and actually the other one. It's really nice. So I highly suggest doing that. So that way you're leaving them alone because you're not supposed to be visiting them. And if you don't recall, that's when, remember there was like a room and there was like orange carpet on the wall? Yeah, that's that station. So after that, because that's like a decently quick stop, you're going to go 30 or 40 minutes east. And I say 30 or 40 because there is traffic, but you could go through Pittsburgh and then east, or you could just go straight east. I would avoid the center of the city. That's just me. And what it is that the Creepshow 1982, you could visit that house. All right. And it's 361 Willow Hedge Drive in Monroeville. And it is someone's house that is not there for tourist reasons. So unlike the Silence of the Lambs Buffalo Bill house, he's there for tourist reasons, and that's in Pennsylvania too, just so you know. But they're not there for tourist reasons. And when you get to the house, it's kind of like there's like enough like blacktop for you to like do a turnaround kind of thing. So you could like pull off a little bit, take a photo. Do not step on their lawn. Do not ring their doorbell. Just take a photo, leave. All right, leave them in peace. And that is the house from the prologue and epilogue of Creepshow. Now, you may be tempted to go to Harold W. Brown Memorial Airfield. Unfortunately, which is the reason why I'm listing all these things, because you never know if they disappear like the Monroeville Mall, that is gone, all right? The airport is gone. It's pretty much a development. If you look above, half of it's just like all dug up. And then if you drive away certain roads, you're going to notice there's like fence up. It says do not trespass. It's gone, okay? So I know that's close to the Creepshow House. It's gone. Then Monroeville Mall is like about 10 minutes from that house. And its hours for walking are 9 a.m.-ish, but the mall itself does not open for shopping until about noon-ish, and they're done around dinner time or a little bit after dinner time. So plan accordingly. And inside there is the Living Dead Museum. So that's your last chance to enjoy the convention in that Dawn of the Dead, film site. And you could actually see the museum while it's in that film site. One end, there's a single escalator. I think it's JCPenney's. I took a picture near that one because there was no like play child area there. That just took away from the vibe. As you walk through it, the clock tower's gone. That's been long gone. The little like gardens and like fountains and stuff, that's been long gone. So the mall is like very like bare minimum, probably for maintenance reasons. And as you keep going and you go to the second level, you get the two escalators, like the ones that they slide down in the movie. That's got like a child area. I don't know. I just didn't take a picture next to it, but it's on the other end. All right. And on the top level, there is a zombie like laser tag. Pretty cool. And then down that really wide hall, that was a film site. So like, a scene. So you could take a picture of that. And if you go outside, I didn't know this, that's where there's like a balcony area, and you could have your friends down below and you could take pictures of them in the, in the parking lot going, If you don't know that entrance, that's the one that's got Firestone outside. So it's like Firestone, and then there's that entrance with that balcony. So that's that entrance. And that one's got the laser tag and then the escalators that are iconic that they slide down. The other end is where the Living Dead Museum is, and that's where there's escalators without anything interruptive that takes away from it. It's on that end. All right. So they're on opposite ends. And like I said, the middle, there's not really any gardens or fountain or anything. The mall does have quite a few empty spaces. I'm hoping you should sign the petition. I'll put it below. I'm hoping that they tell a few stores, listen, you're relocating, all right? And then we're gutting out this one section and just plugging in Walmart here. That would be awesome. But I really think they're just going to tear it down, unfortunately. Like, it's sad, but that's just how it is. And another one that might be tempting to go to is the Nike Missile Base Elevator from Day of the Dead 1985. That one, you can't really visit. And we actually, when we drove there, we're like, where are we? And then a cop came out. He's like, you're not supposed to be here. I was like, oh, we're trying to find this. He's like, that's like very destroyed and it's like very uneven ground and not safe. So that's a no-go. Like I said, the Memorial Field, the airplane field from Dawn of the Dead 78, that's gone. All right. Then the farmhouse from the 1968 Night of the Living Dead, that got torn down. So there's 3 things that are already gone when it comes to zombie film sites. The mall might be the 4th one. So I highly recommend you check out these sites. And like I said, heart of Pittsburgh's here, airport's here. You head up to Evans Cemetery and hit all that, all the Evans film sites. You head down and you get to go, drive by and take a picture of the radio station. You head east and you get the Creepshow, you get the Monroeville Mall, you get the Living Dead Museum. You literally could do all of them in a day if you wanted, but well, you could do all of them in a day, but you might want to save Evans City for Tuesday because of the Historical Society only being open on Tuesdays. I did reach out. They're only open on Tuesday. Or they said they don't plan on being open. And these are just cool things to go to. Something a little not too touristy. Something that's a little bit more film fan favorites. And I hope you get to do all of these. I hope you get to enjoy yourself. And yes, I did, notice there's one other thing. There is a film site. It's not zombie related, but it's Buffalo Bill's house. It's a bit ways out. If you're there for longer because you're trying to get that historical society, he does do overnight stays and he does do tours. He actually purchased it for fan purposes. And it's the Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill. That house is there. I have visited it quickly, just taking a photo because I was on the go. Like I couldn't really stay. And the railroad tracks are still there. And you can even visit that one. But I hope you get to go to all these places. I hope you have a lot of fun. But as always, stay safe, explore, and get inspired. The window? Window kitty. Yay!